There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me in you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. I see with new eyes, allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you. All that you feel, all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, we unite. Yeah, yeah, when we unite. Yeah, yeah. You are welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome here.
Good morning. Am I coming through the mic? Yes? Yeah? Yes, I hear myself now. Wow. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Ocala. How are y'all doing today? Woo, woo, woo. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome to our space. Yes, you are welcome here at the Center for Spiritual Living. What is that? Okay. So do we have any first-time visitors? No first-time visitors. First time today, yes, yes. We have a second-time visitor, I know that. So welcome, everybody. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Yes, yes, awesome, awesome. Well, I'm sorry I missed our gathering last week, but I was having my own kind of gathering, and it was a great time. Ask me about it later, I'll tell you. Anyway, so our mission here at Center for Spiritual Living Ocala is that we embody and share truth principles and spiritual practices that empower us to awaken to that power and presence that lies within and all around us, so that we may facilitate spiritual healing and the elevation of our individual and collective consciousness, right? That means that we all rise together. Right? We want to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be and help other people do the same, right? That's what I'm about. Yes? Okay, good. All right, then you're in the right place. All right, and our vision is that we are a thriving New Thought community dedicated to spiritual growth and practice, sacred activism, and the transformative love that reveals our interconnectedness and oneness. We are all part of this thing we call God. Breathing, expressing, talking, everything, the eyes and feet and hands and heart of spirit itself. And this idea of sacred activism, that is the intersection of consciousness and action. It's about more than thoughts and prayers. It's about doing the thing. It's about showing up. And that's what we're here to celebrate today. Today is our Volunteer Appreciation, which we do at least once a year. We definitely have to do it once a year, a time to recognize the folks that really help keep this place going. Without our volunteers, we wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have a reason to exist, would we? So our values, what is important to us here at CSL Ocala, the wholeness of spirit. We value spiritual and personal growth, collaborative, synergistic community, abundance and prosperity, love, compassion, appreciation and gratitude, peace and balance. You want to say it? Yes, power, freedom, diversity and inclusion, and generosity. Awesome. I didn't know if you like saying that or not, but yes, say it, love it. I love it, embody it, be it. Yes, absolutely. Whoops. Things going too fast there. All right, so it is our Volunteer Appreciation Sunday, as I mentioned. Sacred service, AKA love in action, right? This is how we show up as the beloved community. And so what is this thing we call sacred service? And I don't know if every church calls it sacred service, but this community, that's what we call it in Centers for Spiritual Living, is sacred service. And so it is love made visible, right? This is how we can talk all the talk, be the talking heads, but if you're not actually acting, if you're not doing it, then what's the point, right? Like, we have to live this stuff. So it's love made visible is your service. It is spiritual practice. And I'm guessing, I think everybody in this room volunteers in some form or fashion. I don't think we have anybody here that's not a volunteer right now. But if you're not, if you don't volunteer here, make sure that you're doing it someplace. Do it at the animal shelter, or read to kids. There is the schools have programs where folks can come in and read to young people. Do something that is for someone else, that is where you're not going to get something back. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right? So it is a spiritual practice when we give of ourselves, when we volunteer. It is a way to grow yourself, the giver, as well as growing our community. You'll see as I go through the PowerPoint that there's so many areas that people can serve here. So obviously we want you to volunteer here so that we can grow this community and make it the best and the strongest that it can be, but it also grows you as an individual. And you're going to get to hear from our folks here, our team leads, of why they volunteer and how it has grown them and what it has done for their lives to be in service. And so I'm excited to hear about that. And it is a way to connect. It is a way to have more meaning in your life and a sense of purpose. I know, some of us work, some of us are retired, but that doesn't mean you can't volunteer and get your sense of mission and purpose from giving, right? From giving to others. And it is a wonderful, wonderful way to connect with other people. Let's see. And then it is a demonstration of spiritual living. And by demonstration, it's like you get to actually see the thing in action, right? Like cause and effect. what you put out comes back to you. And that's what happens when you volunteer and you get to see that. So you get demonstrations, like your life starts to change when you step outside of your comfort zone and you give, right? Think of it like a seed. You plant a seed. How many trees are in one acorn? Think about it. How many potential trees are there in one acorn? Because that acorn grows into another tree that gives off countless acorns. I mean, you can't even count from one tree, right? The difference that an action can make. So think about your sacred service, your actions and what you put out there as a seed that you have no way of knowing what the impact is going to be. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you who gives to this community. Dang, I don't want to start crying already. Dang it. Yeah, I know, you started it. So why do our volunteers matter? You are the heartbeat. Our volunteers are the heartbeat of CSL Ocala. And just so you know, I'm the only one around here that gets paid. I'm the only one. Everybody else here, everyone else you see doing the stuff, you know, cooking and clearing and putting out the tables and taking care of our finances and making sure that the air conditioning is running and that our, you know, we have flooring. All of these things, you know, are done by volunteers. And I was a volunteer here for many years before I became the minister. And I'd still volunteer a lot of my time, right? Because I can't get paid for everything I do here. Y'all couldn't afford me, just saying. So you matter because you co-create the welcoming, uplifting experience. You know, all of you are emissaries of Center for Spiritual Living Ocala. Every time a new person walks in the door, they see your smiling face. Hopefully you're smiling. Hopefully you're happy, right? It makes them want to come back. It makes them feel welcome. It makes them feel at home. And that's so important to me, and I think it's important to you or you wouldn't be here, right? You support our mutual spiritual growth. Again, service is a way that we grow, and we support one another. Nobody does this alone. You'll see there is no possible way that one person could run this show here. There's just so many moving pieces and parts. So you support everyone's spiritual growth through your actions. And together, you know, we're the embodiment of this thing we call the beloved community. You know, we get to be the change that we want to see in the world. And that's what we're creating here. You know? Yeah, claim it, right? Put, just like the picture.
We are the embodiment of a beloved community.
Yeah, right? There's a whole lot of crazy happening in the world. Anybody else notice that? Right? So we get to practice here what it is that we want to see. Right? Don't just sit back and accept that this is the way it is. No, we get to be the leaders and say this is how it could be. Right? Things may have been that way for all of this time, but here in this place, in my community, in my life, I'm going to be something else. And I'm going to bring something else into the world. How many of y'all are up for that? Awesome. Then you're in the right place. So these are some of the moving pieces. I think I got all of them, the moving pieces and parts of the center. And they're in alphabetical order, not in order of importance, okay? So we have administration in our bookstore. So having somebody who's organized and can do all of the forms and keeping up with folks and all of the have-tos, you know, those check boxes, the things that you have to do for taxes and all that good stuff. So administration and bookstore. We have building and maintenance. We have this beautiful building that we inherited, that I inherited. I've not been here for 40 years, right? But there were people of vision that made sure that we had this place where we could come together and learn and grow together. And so we're the stewards of that. And just like any other home, any other building, you know, there's electricity and there's you know, all the stuff you got to do, right? The roofs and the flooring and all of those things. And somebody has to make sure that those things are maintained. Then we have our community outreach, which is to let people know who we are. You know, to get people in the door and say, hey, if you're of the same values and the same kind of vision and mission that we are, here we are. Come join us. And I think all of you are part of that community outreach. Then we have our setup for events and for our Sunday services. So people that come in and make sure that the chairs are all here, that the floors are clean, that the kitchen is cleaned up, all of that stuff. Our finance it's a team of one right now. Well, there's more than, well, yeah. There's a few of us. There's a few. And you'll see there's a lot of overlap in the people that are doing these things, so there's lots of spaces for people to step up. Our grounds team, did you notice how big this property is when you walk in the door and see all of that beautiful growth out there? And it just grows and grows and keeps growing. And weeds. Yeah, we're just over 2 acres, right? Over 2. And it goes all the way back that way. It goes to the end of the parking lot here. It goes to the park over there. It's a big property. Yeah, and it needs a lot of upkeep. Our hospitality and welcome. Again, the folks that greet you when you come in here in the morning, to make sure that you feel like this is your home. Our marketing, that's the team of one right now, is our marketing team, if we could call it a team. But again, how do we let people know that we're here? What is that face that we put out to our community? How do we do that and do it in the best possible way? Then we have our practitioners and our prayer support. So when you're going through a tough time, or you're in the hospital, or you just need that little extra support, the people that you call, the folks that when you put your prayer request in the basket on Sunday and you need that little extra something, to know that there are folks that are praying on your behalf and holding the truth for you, right? And knowing that your situation is already resolved with divine perfection. And we have our performance team, folks that come and sing and dance and practice and playing their instruments, and just to bring music and another element into our service that just makes it so much more inviting. And it's spiritual practice, right? To perform and to offer music and your gifts in that way. And get to represent, yes, absolutely. And when we go out, our performance team, y'all, we are tiny, but we are known all over this country, right? From our team and how they represent when we go to Posse and we go out of town. It's amazing. Our technology, look at all these screens, all this stuff we've got here. And our folks that come before service to make sure that it's all set up and doing the troubleshooting and all of that to make sure that again, that we get the message across in a way that is engaging for everyone. And our youth and family team. Again, another very small team. But if we want this community to grow, we have to provide a space for our young people and for our young families to be able to bring their children so they can come in and enjoy the service. So those are the pieces and parts as I see them. Did I miss anything? Y'all think of anything else? But you see, it's a big undertaking. It's a lot of stuff. A synergistic community, yes we are. And so thank you. And I just want to say special thank you. The folks who are sitting up here right now are our team leads. And so I just want to thank each one of them. And I'm going to start out with our board president, Richard. I lose track of all the things that Richard is doing, right? There's so many teams that Richard is on. And, like I said, kind of team of one. Richard does our social media. Richard does our tech. Richard does our finance. He's pulled together we had QuickBooks, and we were paying somebody to do our QuickBooks. And our budget has become such that we can't afford to pay somebody else to do our QuickBooks. So guess who took that on too? And created the Excel spreadsheets and created the budget. That man right there. He's also our go-to for the building. You know, when keeping track of when air conditioning filters need to be changed and all of those kind of things. I don't do that stuff, you know. Richard does all of that stuff. He's a man of many talents.
And I wanted to point out one very important thing for me. Because of Rich, when the pests decided that this was their new home, we were instrumental in getting rid of that out of the building. So thank you so much. Like, people don't see that in the background, but having pests in this building is a health issue for our community, and in the background we worked on it and got to eradicate that, and I just wanted to bring that up, just saying.
Can I say something about Rich? I had heard about CSL, like when I moved here, I saw it on the map and I drove by the empty parking lot, you know, I kind of felt the call or whatever, and then it was several months later when I saw them at an event that they had a booth where they were marketing, and it was just Cindy and you, and I don't know if it was Christina or some other woman that I hadn't met yet, but it was just the three of them, and Rich and his name and his light stood out to me. You'll notice that he's only one of two men up here right now, but there's lots of men that we have here. But as a staple masculine figure, he was not only a secure point for me, but a light that really stood out and called me to this place. Because I remember, yes, I just remember him looking me straight in the eye and going, I am rich.
Aw. You know, I love when we do things organically because this wasn't planned, but maybe this will be part of our little thing that we do. You know, if you want to just jump up, shout out, and give somebody a little extra love for all of the wonderful things that they do here,
A stable
we'll do
masculine
that.
figure, thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So Richard, and then each one is going to come up and share about their teams, but I'm going to go through each one of these first and then let you all come up. So here you go, Rich. Thank you.
Thank you.
My friend. Fabulous. Thanks. You know, sometimes I'm stressed out too. When I walk in the door, they know. People know, oh gosh, Cindy's having a day. Or the PowerPoint's not working quite right or something, and I'll walk over there, or Rich just comes behind me. We just stand next to each other. And it's like, okay, it's okay now. It's okay. All right. So next, I'm just looking at the order here. We have Pam. And Pam... Yes, Pam runs our events team and does so many other things. You'll see how she shows up for so many different things here. But she's here every Sunday. She works her patootie off. And what I will tell you, know, like I said, I'm just like you all, right? Having my moments, having my days. And I will get, out of the clear blue, a text message from Pam saying, how you doing? I was just thinking about you. Always when I need it. It's just absolutely perfect. I don't know how she does it, but I'm guessing if she does it for me, she does it for you. Right? Give me the tissues, for God's sakes. There they go. Oh my goodness. But how long have you been coming?
4 years.
What? 4 years.
I've been 4 years for Team Lead.
Wow.
Events.
Wow. It's crazy. One of those people who got here and jumped in with both feet, brought her family in, her beautiful, wonderful family that we get to see grow every week. And she's not a person who likes the spotlight or to be up here, but I want her to be recognized. And she's liking it more and more. And it's going. I have loved watching her blossom and grow, right, through the spiritual practices and through her beautiful giving heart. And so this is for you, Pam. Thank you, my dear. All right, yay for Pam.
When
You're on. You're good.
when she was remembering her memories, and she looked like every one of you. I saw Christina in her, I saw Amanda in her, I saw Karen in her, because Karen has been on my mind all morning too about this. So I could tell just in the 3 years that I've known her, like this, or however long, like I've seen this transformation, and this place is you. There's so much
Yes.
of you here, so thank you for you.
So much heart and soul. Uh, Daniel. So Daniel, yes. Daniel is another one of those people who jumped in with both feet when he came, and he brings so many gifts, so many gifts. And the thing that he jumped in on, well, a couple of things. Number one was the whole decision making. Like, as we build beloved community, right? Two things are super important, and more than that, but how we make decisions, because you have lots of diverse opinions and views. And Daniel came to us with his expertise in a process that allows us to make decisions in a much more collaborative kind of a way. It's never top down, right? It's about community. And he brought that process to us. And the other thing he did was jump into something that we'd been talking about for years, which was the community garden. And he took the lead on that and made sure that that happens. And I'm telling you, for years we talked about that, and Daniel pulled it off, and just so beautifully, such a beautiful soul, just an open heart, and just really grateful to have you here, Daniel. Thank you for being part of our team. Yes. Here you go, sweetie. Yes. Take one of these. Okay. Donna. Oh my gosh, I'm going to start crying again. So we have practitioners here, and practitioners are folks who have taken all the classes, and then beyond the things that we offer here at the center, it's another 2 years of training that they do. It's maybe in other churches it's the equivalent of a lay minister, if you want to call it that, but you have to be a practitioner before becoming a minister in this movement. And Donna and Norma are our two practitioners here, and they give heart and soul to everything that happens in this place. This woman is here despite her pains, her aches, two of the most generous and incredible people that I know. Always here with a smile. I walked in this morning, feeling like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. I don't know if I can get it all done. And Donna's just like, it's okay, Cindy. Comes over, gives me a hug. Okay, and we get stuff done. We get things done. She is organized. She's got this big, beautiful, amazing heart. She is a performer. She's got so many talents. And a minister already in another movement. And just, again, all of these people work so hard in this place. But this is somebody, and we're going to have to talk about this, Donna, because you got to be able to turn it off. Right? We have this, right? Because we're in it all the time, because we know what people are going through, and we're praying for folks, and we're holding space, and that's not always easy. And so I just want to give just so much extra love to this woman right here. And thank you, my soul sister, my dear friend. Pick one. So grateful for you. I don't know, these folks are the heartbeat of our community. And if you haven't been out to YPIR, to Your Phoenix is Rising, and check out their place or experience the sound healing, it really is amazing, life-changing. Thank you. Norma. Girl, y'all know the story about the face of God? Everybody knows it? All right, I'll tell it really quick. So again, I was going through something. And anybody else do that? And you ruminate over and over and over again. And I was in meditation, and I'm praying, and the Spirit comes on me, and it says, if you'd shut the up, you might hear what I have to say. But Spirit showed up for me as the face of Norma. And so true to form, you know, she tells it like it is. When you need to hear the truth, you ask Norma. She was like, I don't know if I could be a practitioner because I don't know if I can handle, you know, if I can deal with my face, you know, people might see. But you know, we all need to hear the truth, however it needs to be said. And this woman will say it, and this woman works her tail off. She is so dedicated for years now. 15 years? I don't know how long it's been. At least 15 years, the two of them, you know, at this center, and just has been here like a rock, steady. I don't know for how many years she has been our treasurer, is out here mopping floors. I mean, anything that needs to be done, she makes sure. She's the resource person. You know, she just gets stuff done. I imagine when Donna and Norma were up in New York during COVID, that you were the go-to for lots of folks, right? Massaging nurses, right? What do you need? Norma can find it. Norma can make it happen. Yes, so thank you, Norma, my dear, our other practitioner. Love you. I'm sorry. Y'all are my family of choice. You know, we have the families we're born into, and then we have the families we choose. Y'all are my family of choice. You're the people I chose. And Cheryl. I think Cheryl may have preceded me at the center. You may have been here longer than me. I'm not sure. You were, yes. So I've been coming since about 2003. That was when I found the center. About 2003, 2004, when the hurricane, all those hurricanes hit. Anybody remember that year? 3 hurricanes hit Florida. Well, Cheryl has been here for all of that time, and she has seen ministers come and go, and lots of volunteers come and go. And she came and went for a little while. And she came back and jumped in again with both feet and said, how can I serve? And I really want to be part of this community. And just, you know, all of you are new, but we're very different now than we were, you know, 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, when Cheryl started coming here. So I think there were adjustments maybe, and like, how do I, you know, how do I fit into this new thing? And she has, and she decided that she was going to be the welcoming face of our community. And I don't know if you know this, can I say about the hair cutting? Yes. Okay, so she is a hairdresser by trade. Barber by trade. And so she's offered her services here to cut people's hair. And she's cut my husband's hair. I don't have to do it. Yeah, show it off there.
I forgot to mention one thing on the hair cutting is I also do braiding. And that was brought to my attention today because I'm going to braid Pam. Yeah, this is all for free. It's my way to give back to the center.
Isn't that beautiful? So she's been doing that. And I'm personally am just honored and grateful that you did come back and said, hey, I like what's happening here, and I want to be part of this. And so I'm so grateful for that, and thank you for being our welcoming face. Thank you, darling.
Love you.
Too. There is, let's see, a couple of people from our executive team that are not here, our leadership council. Erin is she is the team lead for our administrative team, and she's not feeling well today. But Erin also, just before the pandemic, she came to us and wasn't sure, you know, she hung out in the back for a little while and she watched, she kept coming and she kept coming. And the layers, you know, kept falling away. And she also jumped in, you know, and started doing things. Erin will be here when nobody else is here. working in the office, organizing books. She is another one of those people that does a whole lot of different things, right? Creating the forms that we need, keeping track of things. Again, very organized, detailed. She's our secretary, so when we have our board meetings, she's keeping track of everything. I mean, we have our minutes right after the meeting. That's how fast, how on top of it she is, that we have our minutes right after the meeting. Agendas are done. It's just, she's a phenomenal human being and has the most wonderful smile and laugh and gives great hugs. And so let's just send Erin some love. She's not feeling well this morning, and know that she is back next week and feeling 100%. So that's Erin. And then we have Tiffany. Tiffany, who has been the team lead for our Green Guardians. Tiffany is, if you remember, when Amanda and Cole and all, and we did our panel discussion here just a couple of months ago. And the woman is spinning lots of plates. She's a single parent of 4 young children. She is going to school. She is working full time. She volunteers here, doing so many things. And I think at this point, she is needed to take a little step back and just do some self-care and really focus on her children and her family. So she's not here today. She's not able to be with us. But I just want to honor Tiffany for her creativity and her enthusiasm and her drive. And again, one of those people that, in very short time started to embody this stuff and just really being of service, and get to see her blossom and change. I mean, she's not a person who probably would have sat up here and done what she did before coming into the center, And yes, yeah. So beautiful human being. I miss her.
And that garden,
Yes.
that and the grounds, ooh,
Yes.
y'all, those honey-do lists, she is incredible holding Green Guardians.
Yeah, she has done that. So that's Tiffany. So yes, give it up for Tiffany. So that is our executive team, and I love you all so much. And I'm going to hand it off now to Rich to talk about why he volunteers and who is on his team. Who's on first?
Right. Well, I am Rich. I'm the president of the board, and I volunteer because sacred service is a spiritual practice. It's part of my tithing of my time, talent, and treasure. I believe and have proven to myself that the law of tithing returns tenfold, and not just in tithing of my prosperity, but also of my time. Somehow I get time back, or I get somebody helping me when I need something done, but I always get back what I need. And I first got into service work through Alcoholics Anonymous, through 12-step program, helping other AAs. And that got me out of my own head, then a dangerous place to be, thinking selfishly about myself, and got me thinking about others instead, learning about selflessness. And when I found a spiritual home, which was initially a unity church, I started giving back to that church in exchange for the spiritual food that I received, and basically practicing the AA principles in all my affairs. I found for me some of the benefits of giving back doing service work include building self-worth and purpose. I felt more a part of something bigger. Initially, it reduced loneliness that I had. Then I built new friendships and felt a part of a community, and I felt appreciated. I also found gratitude in the growth that I had as a result of it all. And I'm the lead of 3 teams, Tech AV, building and facilities maintenance, and a subgroup of admin, the marketing and social media. So I'm going to start with tech. Tech provides all of the sound support for Sunday mornings, making sure the microphones are working, playing music in the background, the PowerPoint slideshows that you see up on the screens, and we also do live streaming on Sunday mornings on YouTube, which is happening right now due to David back there. Thank you. We also maintain all of the tech equipment. On the IT side of things, we install and maintain the computers and software, networking, and the Wi-Fi. And all of this to provide the best experience for our congregants in the center here and for our congregants online. First of all, I was going to recognize Cole, who could not be with us today, wasn't feeling well. But Cole is a multi-talented, all-around good guy with a big heart. And behind the scenes, he prepares the PowerPoint presentations ahead of time so everything is ready for Sunday morning, and then helps the tech run smoothly on Sunday mornings. And I don't think I say it enough, but I really appreciate all that Cole does. And Cole, thank you very much. Next, we have David. David is relatively new to tech and pretty much volunteered the first time he showed up. He told me he had done tech at his former church, and what a nice surprise for me, and I think for him too. And he caught on very quickly to using OBS, the live streaming program, which he had never done before, and it also includes operating the tablet-driven video camera. So he gets a little busy at times back there, and basically producing the show on the go. So David does a superb job of that. Thank you, David. Please come up. All right. Next, we have Justin. Justin was another surprise that jumped in to help with some Wi-Fi issues and setting up a secure network for our renter. Crawling through the attic to run some cables and debugging some router issues and things. I didn't even know he had the talent, but he does. He's got it. So I appreciate Justin, and I don't see him in the room anywhere, but Justin, thank you. And then let's move on to marketing and social media. We provide the newsletter, maintain the website, Google business page with current information, post daily on Facebook and Instagram and weekly on meetups, getting our presence out to the greater community, from little old Ocala to Kenya and Bangladesh, among other countries. CSL Ocala is internationally known by nearly 29,000 followers. Lori has been involved in the newsletter, is a very beautiful person, has beautiful eyes, and an eye for art and graphics and presentation. And I really appreciate the work she's done, and thank you, Lori. And last but not least, building facilities and maintenance. Someone needs to keep the light bulbs shining, the HVAC filters changed, oil hinges, and a lot of other things that just little tasks to keep the building in top shape and grounds and things. So right now I'm kind of lonely on that one. But I know someone is stepping in. If you're mechanically inclined or a handy woman or handyman, we have an easy to follow maintenance schedule of odd jobs and DIY projects waiting for the right person. And I know they're stepping forward. And that is my crew. Thank you very much.
While you're standing there, would you tell a little bit about Recovery Dharma? Recovery Dharma.
Oh, Recovery Dharma, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my hidden helpers.
Mm-hmm.
The Recovery Dharma is a group for recovering addicts, alcoholics, whatever, that is Buddha-based. And as part of their using the space several times a week, they offered to help out with different projects. And we've had several work days where they've had crews show up. One was when we were doing the flooring. We had to move all the furniture out of this room, the hallways, everywhere that was being floored. We had to put everything somewhere. We figured it out and they helped, they moved, they came back, helped with things back. We had another work day recently where a number of things got done and there are more things on the list that they're going to help with. We're going to paint the doors, paint the signposts outside, and do some other little improvements and things. So really appreciate the help that they've given.
Nice.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yes, sir. All right, who wants to go next? You got it, Pammy. Get it done.
I'll just speak from my heart. Instead of reading something, but I have a question. But I am the team lead for events, and we do things inside events. Like we had our fall festival, which I thought was a good turnout with our outside community coming in. We do that type of stuff, and outside, like we went to Recovery Fest and a couple other recovery events, and we would set up booths there, and we're the face of Center for Spiritual Living. And we talk about everything, and what else do we do? Set up, breakdown, we do quite a bit. I work with a lot of the other teams, which is probably why I'm on a lot of teams. I know what's going on. What else? What's that? Who all helps? I have my team's is quite big. But for instance, I have Karen on my events team. She helps out in the kitchen as well, in the garden. She helps with setup and breakdown. And we have, oh my gosh, Cindy with S. I don't. That's what I was like, oh shoot, I didn't get any cards.
Well, they're here.
Yes,
We'll pull 'em out.
Cindy, she definitely helps out with the food, with the kitchen stuff. We events work with the kitchen team. And she helps out with baby Amara when she's here. They like besties. So she helps out that way too.
I see.
So I see many of you guys help out when you're not even on the events team or set up and breakdown. I see people volunteer and help with the chairs and the tables, and I appreciate that. And I also wanted to say a poem that I wrote, Seed of Growth, 'cause I feel that's why I'm on all these teams and why I'm here at Center is I'm growing and continuously learning. And I would like to step down from events team lead so I can focus my time and energy on something else and learn more and grow. So if anybody is interested, I can show you the ropes. And what else? Yes, so my home. But oh yeah, how I got into the events team. That's what I was trying. How I got into it. So the spot was somebody left. So I said, oh, I had no idea what I was doing. No clue. And I said, I'm gonna take. I felt like to be called for it and jump in. So here it is 4 years later, team lead, and on a whole bunch of other teams, and leadership. And performance is one of my favorite things, hence my poetry that I've been doing. So yes, performance.
Okay, you got this.
Sorry.
Breathe, honey, breathe.
Why am I so nervous?
Because it's important
It's
to you.
different.
I
And
know.
This is your light, and you're just energy, and you're wiggly and vibrationally amazing.
I don't like. Can I step down here? I want to be with you guys. I want to be here. There you go. All right. It's the seed of growth. I was planted in the dark, no light, no sound, just soil and faith. I thought it was in the end, but Spirit whispered, no, this is where you begin. Because growth starts in the shadow where roots dig deep, where silence teaches what strength really means. Don't rush, don't fear. The seed never doubts the sun will appear. Break open, let the rain fall, let the storm shape your call. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. Growth is messy, it's muddy, but it's holy. And when you bloom, the world will see you are the flower and you are the seed. You are the seed.
So beautiful.
think I'm
So
done.
beautiful.
Oh my God, I think I'm done.
Stand up if you're on events. We want to see you and acknowledge you. And your cards are here.
They are, because they're on other teams, that's why. They're on other teams, that's why. They're just getting their cards with other teams.
Beautiful.
All right.
Not with
So yeah.
It's so beautiful. Thank you. Go ahead,
All right,
Daniel.
guess it's my turn. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm a team lead for the garden team, which is now merged into the Green Guardians team, and on the Green Guardians team, I am the facilitator. So there are a few people that I'd like to thank. I guess I'll start with why I volunteer before that. I volunteer because I believe actions speak louder than words, and because I believe that you should invest in things that you want to see more of. And I want to see more of this. I love it here. So I'd like to thank a few key team members. There are team members that have been that are part of a core team that attend meetings every 2 weeks, that are keeping up with agendas and doing some administrative tasks. So I'd like to start with thanking them. I'm going to start with Pam, who is Pam is our propagation master. That's her official title. Propagation master Pam. Pam has been instrumental in getting plants and taking care of little seedlings for the garden. I'd also like to thank Tiffany, who couldn't be here today. So Tiffany is the Green Guardians lead, and Tiffany has been amazing. She's been a rock of support. She has been so consistent, and she was the one who initially had the dream for that butterfly garden over there. So I'd also like to thank Erin. Erin couldn't be here either today, but Erin is our secretary for the Green Guardians team. And yeah, just like Cindy was saying, she gets notes out same day. She is absurdly reliable. She also keeps track of the budget, so she does a lot of things in the background. I'd also like to thank a few other core people who aren't necessarily part of that administrative team, but have been instrumental for the garden. So Even though she couldn't be here today, I'd like to thank Angel. Angel got all of the vegetables for that vegetable garden out there. So without her, you wouldn't have had crops this season. I would also like to thank Christina, who couldn't be a part of the team. But even though she's not officially a member of the team, there also would not have been a vegetable garden without her. I'd also like to thank Sam. Sam has been incredibly helpful with getting plants to the butterfly garden, and even as a single mother, she has been coming to almost every single volunteer day with her baby and just working her tail end off, and I so appreciate that. Oh, my bad.
Sometimes powerful women appear that way, but
Hey, she has a hell of an energy. Yeah, she comes by herself with her kids. So I apologize. Yeah, she's amazing. I'd also like to thank a few people that I have cards here for. Quantum Chris. Quantum Chris, I hope you're listening because you are rock solid and I can always count on you to just be amazing. I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the stuff I watched this man do. So we had to dig up patches of grass for the garden. And this man, I swear, he just, with just a shovel, this guy was digging up an absurd amount of grass, pulling out bushes, like the roots with his bare hands. It was amazing to watch. So he's incredible. I would also like to thank Rich, actually, because Rich, so what you wouldn't know if you weren't there for the butterfly garden event was that we dug a hose underneath the sidewalk, and Rich was right there with me with his arm literally shoulder deep in mud, pulling hoses, like scratching around in the dirt. So yeah, you're incredible, Rich, and I really appreciate you literally digging in the dirt with me. Thank you. I'd like to thank John and Amy, who are actually here. Thank you very much. Yeah, I see. No, I would. I see your face. Yeah, I would like to thank you. You've been coming to events and working out in the hot sun, and I appreciate your consistency. I would also like to thank Paula, who I don't see here, but Paula has been incredible. We had overgrowth in the garden for a while. The whole garden was just full of weeds, and Paula, of her own volition, without being asked, took a weed trimmer and trimmed the whole thing down, and that was amazing. I'd like to thank Cindy. Cindy has been providing excellent guidance as somebody with prior gardening experience, and is also the person that is responsible for starting the seed library at the Marion County Library System. So she's been... And then I'd like to give a few honorable mentions, thanking Brittany, Tad, Talia, Laura, Cliff, and Jeff, who had shown up to some of the volunteer events, and I thank you for lending your energy to the team. And if I missed anyone, I know there's some faces here that I see that have also been here. I know I've seen you, Amanda, at some of the events. And I know Karen has been incredible as well. Karen, of her own volition, came and covered up the plants to protect them from a freeze. So yeah, if I missed anyone, I'm so sorry. But I appreciate you all, and thank you very much. Yes.
Stand up if you're on Green Guardians, if you've helped with the garden, any of that. Go ahead. I see you. Stand up. Stand up. You back there too, Cindy. All of you, stand up. Stand up if you've helped out with the Green Guardians. Everybody gets one.
Thank you. So my name is Donna Davis Andrevis, and I am, without a doubt, my heart and soul has been planted in this ground, in this place. When I first found this center, my family was at a very pivotal time. We were going through serious trauma and walking through that experience as parents, Norma and I, of children who were a little different. And when I found this place and I was told that my children were perfectly designed, y'all, when the rest of the world was telling me there was something wrong, and this place was telling me how beautifully right I was, it was like finally getting water in thirst. And I was raised in church. It is my everything to be in a spiritual community. And I searched through multiple modalities, including Alliance of Divine Love, became a minister through that ministerial program. And when I was told I needed to find a place to be under a senior ministry for a year, I searched, and the drum brought me to this room. And when Greg was here drumming, I found it because the drum was how my mom and I connected. That part of me that was Jamaican, that felt like it was broken, that I may never return to that island. When I dragged myself into here and started drumming again, I took back that which was my indigenous practice and started to nurture myself because of this community, because of the words that came from the bodies that are sitting in these chairs. When my kids were going through serious pain and I thought I could never trust another masculine figure, these faces showed up to show me there was something different. And that my trauma did not then tell me who I was. This place, this teaching, every day. And this is not for the faint of heart, y'all, because we dive into some serious stuff here, and people are going through it, but yet we stand every time. And then when we went through COVID and said, okay, we still want to gather. We still want to be with each other. How can we make this happen? What have we learned through the great reset that was COVID? And our people sat together and spoke from our hearts and started to create together. And it showed up differently now. So this idea of teams, when I was in New York working with teams, I was assigned as team lead. What was the lead? The person who went back to everybody and said, y'all, what do we need? What's our experience? What's going on? What can we need? And then that person came back and told everybody else, yo, this is what we need. The person who was willing to step in front of the storm and to hold the light steady, even when everyone else falls away. You know who you are. Like when Pam got up here, she's like, it got vacant. But I just know I wanted to be able to gather with folks. So I stepped into it. I mean, we know when we get called to these things, there's a bigger calling when you step into ministry, and I feel like all of us has stepped into that, which is living from that heart space. There are even people who are in the background right now because they're on sacred pause and have to take care of themselves, but their heart is still there. That starburst that is our spiritual symbol. Y'all, we are standing on the backs of that which is that energy that's out there. We may not see them every day here, but there are people who tithe to this community, and you never see their faces. You have people who are giving so much of their heart, and you never see them. You have people sharing our work, and we don't even, they're locked out of this country, but yet they have that which is the light. This is what we do, each and every one of us who show up and turn on the light. I'm so grateful to be a part of that, and I'm a part of every single team because I feel like the light is all of it. And I'm nosy, y'all. I want to know what's going on. I have FOMO sometimes. I want to know what's happening here because I love this place. And that's why I insert myself into whatever I can, and I help with as much as I can, and then whatever. And even if I'm not even here, I'm still thinking about this place because I love y'all. And I want each and every one of us to grow and expand because that's how freaking badass y'all are. Every single one of us. So, in talking about spiritual leadership, I know Cindy holds that which is our inspirator role, but I just wanted to recognize this woman. I know that she's the only one that gets the payment, but all the extra volunteer stuff that's outside of that which is your training, that which is the umbrella, that which is the signed contract, she's still doing. And I wanted her to step fully into that which is her volunteer. And so I felt like she should also be recognized, just like the rest of us. So y'all give it up for the inspirator. The one who inspires us to growth. The one who says, yo, I saw this thing over here. Let's duplicate it here. The one who stands in front of our community and says, our center is not a cult, we are a community of spiritually connected people. The one who gets looked at in the greater community. The one who is always the face when the daggers come this way. She is the one that stands. And sometimes her little Puerto Rican mama got to stand up for us. And I'm telling you, she does it. And I know that she is doing it on a big way. And she's not the only one. I just wanted to recognize the fierceness that stands next to her, Mr. Grady Grimes, y'all. Because Grady Grimes, let me just tell you something about this man. Talk about positive, steadfast, masculine energy. When I walked into this center, safety. My children found safety behind him. This man and Rick Allen, I know you're out there in our community, I'm telling you, the people who stood in that for us when we came in this door at the very beginning and to show us that it was something different for us to grow and move. And now, in the background, y'all don't know this, but risk management is a thing for churches and for communities. And this is not something people want to talk about. Oh gosh, something could come. Somebody out there could ha-da-da-da-da. But we are people, and people sometimes have moments that they falter, and it creates a ripple effect that then affects the community. And someone who has the knowledge of how to stand in front of the systems, someone who is the face of the things like security and safety is who this man is. And I remember that first day when you called me and said, we were going through something, someone showed up in our community and was trying to prey upon our community. So much so, they wanted keys to the safe. And when Cindy was going through turmoil about this worry about the center, that man picked up the phone and called me and said, the security of the center is now activated. I was like, the security? I didn't know there was a security. But he said, I need to speak with Norma. And when them two got together, oh my gosh. He didn't stand. Y'all, because I knew that the entire police force was behind this man. And people just know, don't mess with it. Because he knows what he's talking about. And when he steps up and says, yo, I need a call, if he picks up that phone and makes that phone call, you know it's done. And it was wonderful. So I just wanted y'all, give it up for Grady. Oh, along with him. I also, again, thank you, Grady. It's like the invisible people, right? You don't never see them and you never talk about them, but when the stuff shows up, sometimes you got to be like, oh my God, what do you do? That's why I love that man so much. And then the other person I wanted to recognize is Reverend Peggy, because Reverend Peggy is like spiritual mama to me. She is my sounding board when it comes to everything mama. And I look up to this woman in such a way that I don't even know. I mean, Cindy's like my soul sister, you know, and she's the inspirator of it all, but I know that we all kind of look back to Reverend Peggy for advice and stuff. So I just wanted to honor that and to mention Reverend Peggy because she's holding the high watch and touches in and does all this stuff for our community. So I just wanted to give it up for her. And as I stand next to Cindy, and you know, I've kind of planted myself here, and I remember it was a while ago when Cindy looked at me and said, hey, I need somebody who's gonna stand as like associate, you know, to this kind of ministry. And I feel very responsible for that role. And as I'm looking at her health and well-being and the health and well-being of our community, I'm very proud of us. Because our community came through a pandemic really, really well. And parish nursing is a thing, and a lot of people don't know that I'm back here watching everybody and checking your social feeds and praying for y'all and all this extra stuff that happens in the background. But wellness, we have Reiki masters that are sending Reiki energy out. When somebody says, oh my God, I'm going through the da-da-da-da-da, we're sending energy out. We have nurses, like my director of nursing that comes here from time to time, Dana, she's on our wellness team. When I have to tap into the big thing that is healthcare for elders especially, she's in that. And I always tap into her advice, and she's always like, okay, let me make a phone call. Okay, let's see what you need to be able to help someone in our community. I'm telling you, in the background, this is all happening. So I just wanted to give it up for those people that have been doing that. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to give it up for everybody in the wellness, y'all, because they're holding that, which is our community, for the health and well-being of our community and sending that energy, and I just wanted to thank them for that. Now, youth and family. Here's the thing about youth and family. This team has been holding that community safe for a while now. We've had several iterations of what youth and family looks like in this community, and right now, we have just been allowing for our children to get to know each other, to socialize, and for the outer community to be supported as much as we can. The problem that's now presented to us is that that community needs spiritual food. The adults, the family members, the people who hold for our kids need to be held for. But we have no way to hold the children. So the vision right now is for youth and family to develop and to grow and to maybe have cubicles available so that our children can fully be children and not be shushed. When children start to express and expand themselves, like my kids had this place to be expressive and expand and to learn through some difficult stuff. And so that is what the call is for now. It has to be in your heart to know that you are having a commitment to develop this thing. Just like anything else that happens here, to be at the beginning, to work through the hard soil, to stick your hand in the mud and the grit and all of those things is what we're asking for. So the families that have been holding that in their heart have been developing this community so that it may be here for their children who are waiting and waiting for us to expand into that. I wanted to recognize those people who have been holding for our youth and family. So, sacred family for the children. I have a very active grandchild who's beautifully designed, and these people show up as safety and love for her and every other kid here. Amanda and her boys, Pam, Grammy Pammy, and her grandkids, Grammy Cindy and her grandkids as well, Norma as Nana too, Tiffany as another parent who comes up with all kinds of cool stuff for our kids to do and connect with, and her family and kids, especially Miss Mia, who steps into leadership roles from time to time. Karen, another part of the Nana Network, who shows up as a beacon of light for our smaller community. Marissa, who is also on our chat, holding High Watch for Children. Sam, who shows up as sitter, and connector, and everything else for our smaller community. Emmanuel, who brings magic and fun and stability, especially out in the garden. Sometimes he's just roaming to be a presence so that they know that there's an adult presence in the space. And Dalton, who is also in a leadership role and also shows up as fun and alignment and as an example of love and what's possible for our young people. And I know that they look up to Dalton. And if I missed anyone who has held the High Watch for our children, we also have others in the past who have held in that space for us and has held our kids. And we have gone through some serious stuff and iterations, but now is the time to call for a program to be in place for our younger community. We have a lot of them, and right now they're watching online, and we want something bigger. It is time. 2026, it is time.
Stand up if you're part of youth and family.
If you've been holding
you've
that
been-
which is youth and family, you know who you are. When you come
Miss-
into this space,
you.
you're checking on the kids.
Thank you.
If
Thank
you're
you.
checking on the kids, if you're engaging the kids, if you're helping the kids in some way,
Thank
You
you.
know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, because it's not easy. And what we ask for people to do is to recognize the God presence that is there as they're growing through their physical bodies. So thank you as you're doing that.
Thanks.
Thank you, Donna.
Where's Amanda?
I am the face of performance. Really, it's kind of Donna, but on the paper, I am the lead for performance. And we have so much fun in that group. Whether it's, if you want to be a part of a group that gets together and just hangs out and we don't have to be working or singing or doing whatever. We just like being together. So come join performance. We started out being called Joyful Noise because being a good singer wasn't a requirement. Just make a joyful noise. Well, we've grown past that because all of our noises are joyful, and we've now included dancers and instrumentalists and, whatever it is performance-wise that you really would want to share, we welcome you. Actually, I know of some people in the audience right now that plays instruments that just won't do it. But anyways, we'll get you one day. So as far as the group right now, like I said, we have fun. Like we went to Posse back in September, and we did fundraisers leading up to that. And all of it was fun. The preparations, the fundraisers, the actual event, which we're going to do again next year. So we need to start getting fundraisers in mind. And if those that can think of fundraisers for us, let me know, and we'll be welcoming to all ideas. So on the events team, most have been recognized in other teams because they're so helpful in so many different ways. I would like to, somewhere is my group on here. First off, I'd like to acknowledge Karen. Karen was one of the ones that joined us a couple of years ago, and she was like, I like to sing, but I don't know if I want to be a lead singer. And I said, well, welcome. Let's see what you got. Bring it, sister. And she has been a part of our team since, and very, very active part. If there's a fundraiser, she's like first one. We have to actually tell Karen, stop. She does too much sometimes. It's like, take time for Karen. And that's what she's been doing in the past month or two, taking some time for Karen. So that is a spiritual practice also, knowing when is enough. So we want to thank you, Karen, for being a part of our group. We have Keith, who is our bass player, guitar player, musician, singer.
All that.
He thinks he's all that anyway. No, he actually is all that. And, whatever song we pick, he sits and he listens to it, and he'll get the groove, and he's like, yeah, I got that. I can play that. No notes, no music sometimes, just listening to it by ear, and he's jumping in it. So thank you so much, Keith, for all that you bring. That we wrote a song together the end of last year. Gaylen wanted a specific type song for her talk, and we didn't have anything in our repertoire because her stuff's a little more Christian-y than what we sing. So as a group, in our practice that one night, we sat there and wrote a song. Keith wrote a riff, and we created a song for that next Sunday. So, we surprise ourselves sometimes, I think, with, our gifts and talents. Also, we have Miss Pammy, who's come out of and blossomed so many ways and does so many things. She used to sit and watch Keith perform because, he's an instrumentalist, and, she was his groupie. Now Miss Pam does the drums, Miss Pam does the bowls, Miss Pam has her own sound. Roots and Rise? Yes, she does her own, so now he sits and watches her sometimes. And she sings, and she just kind of does, Pammy things, yes. So thank you so much, Pam. Jameson, who's not here today, Jameson Songbird. Oh my goodness, this child, I say child because she's a kid, she's a grown woman, but she has a voice of an angel. And we were sitting around one day, and she was just kind of singing to herself, and I'm like, you're joining the choir. And she was like, what? I've never, da, 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 da. She's in the choir, beautiful voice, and an integral part of it. You know, she does a lot of our lead solos because, you know, she's just amazing. We have Nisa, she's not really been active. You know, 3 kids have like kept her, and no car, has kept her, you know, kind of immobile. But she's still in the background, you know, with Joyful Expressions. And my lovely wife, who really takes charge in most everything that we do, she helps to pull out our strengths. You know, like me, for instance, I love to sing, but I don't necessarily know where my voice would fit. My wife does that. She listens to music. She was like, well, this sounds like you, or this sounds like Karen, or this sounds like Aaron. And she's really good at finding the highest potential for every one of us, and, you know, finds a spot for those of us who, you know, some of us who may not even think we should be singing solo parts, but she'll find a spot, even if it's a spoken word part in the middle of a, you know. She's a way of being, you know, getting everybody included. Is that what it is? Well, and last but not least, we have Erin, who's also a wonderful songbird. She kind of joined us with I think I want to do this, and then boom, Erin. If you've not really been here one Sunday when Erin is singing, angelic. Erin has a really, really nice voice. When we found that out in karaoke one night, you know, she sits out and she picks songs that I've never heard before, so I didn't know if it was very much like the artist or not, but it just sounded so pretty. And yeah, then I go back and hear the song, and I'm like, ooh, Erin did that better than that artist did. So I would like to thank all of you that I mentioned. Am I missing anybody? Who? Me? Oh, Cheryl. Yes, darling. You're part of Joyful Expressions. Yes, you are. Now, how can you let me forget you? Years ago, when we first started as Joyful Noise, she said that she wanted to be a part of the choir, and, you know, and then she was kind of wishy-washy and not really saying that she was going to do it. And I went up to her and I said, so you're in or you're out? And I said, I'm out. She said, I'm out. So that was kind of been our thing for years. And then, like, you know, Cindy said, she's come and gone, and then she's back, and, you know, now she's in. You know, she is a part of Joyful Expressions in any way that we need to use her, and I love that about her, her willingness to help. So, you know, well, thank you so much for being in. Thank you. Now, there wasn't anybody else that I'm forgetting, correct? No? Oh, Cindy. My goodness. How do I forget about Cindy? I did Donna.
Sing a little bit.
Well, Cindy, when we first started Joyful Expressions, she was not seeing it. She was like, no, I can sing, but I'm not gonna. Yes. Cindy is our all-around singer. You know, Cindy has that smooth, sweet voice, but she has the power that goes with it also. And, you know, what she did tell us, though, is that she plays an instrument. She's one of those that we haven't gotten to see. Look at her going, no. She plays an instrument, and so does her husband. But that's a whole conversation for another day. That's a conversation for another day. So I want to just thank all of the Performance Joyful Expressions people for saying yes. And if you feel like you want to be a part of this fun group, see me or Donna, and we'll plug you in.
Awesome.
I think I forgot to give out some of the
Yeah, we'll do it.
the cards, so we'll do it afterwards, and make sure you get your Heartstone, okay? Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cheryl, but I enjoy being called darling, and who wouldn't? I have a short little story of how I got involved with this center. I was at the gym, and there was one pamphlet, and it was about this, and I'd been to every single church there was in Ocala except Catholic, and it just didn't do it for me no more. So I found this, my granddaughter came with me, and I had just shaved my head, okay? And this is what brought me back, sad as that is, but whatever brings you back, brings you back. So I had shaved my head, and I couldn't find the place. It was over here. And Randy said, well, Nene, she said, we'll go next Sunday. I said, no, we won't. I said, if there's only 5 minutes left, we're finding it. Found it. Walked in, and the songs people were singing, I had no idea, had never heard them, okay? And I didn't, and Reverend Peggy was the pastor then, and I didn't get one funny look for having a shaved head. And you know, some churches you go to, people will give you crappy looks. They won't always welcome you, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that brought me back. And then I jumped into classes and learned about the core concepts and have loved it ever since. And Reverend Peggy said something which I have to give her credit because I love her to death. She said, well, Cheryl, I'm so happy that you approved of us. So I wanted to do something to volunteer to help, but I couldn't figure out what I was wanting to do because it seemed like everything was taken. So then when Donna had mentioned to be the leader of the greeter, I thought, well, I'll do that because it makes me feel good and it makes people feel good to be welcomed and show you what you have. And the stone I picked, because I'm a big hugger, is all about hugging. Now, how awesome is the divine, right? And then I decided, since I'm retired barber, that I would donate haircuts to people that wanted them. But y'all aren't being very cooperative. Grady and Justin are. Well, nobody wants you, Keith. So if anybody would like a haircut, they're free. That is my way to tie back with what I've got to offer. And I also do braids, which I'm going to do Pam. I'm going to give her an inverted braid because those look like you just stuck it on your head. You know, so I want to thank everyone that's accepted me all these years for who I am and for who I'm not. And I do appreciate every single person, and I'm very, very grateful. And I would like to say that I definitely appreciate Karen because she stepped up to be part of my team, which is a small one, but that's okay. I mean, Lori looked right at you and called you Karen. I'd like to thank Reverend Cindy, Irwin, Pam, and Karen, because these are all the people that work behind the scenes so I can be the greeter and have information to hand out. They stuff the envelopes and, you know, do that kind of thing. So thank you very much, and thanks for accepting me, and I do love each and every one of you.
Thank you. Stand up if you're unwelcome. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Sure.
Thank you so much, darling. So there's another part to this thing that I wanted to just make mention of. Being of sacred service in this community comes with a lot of responsibilities. It really does. And it's not just that the stuff you do here, it's all the stuff we do outside of here. And I would love to honor the fact that we're standing on the shoulders of giants today. Like next year we're going to be celebrating 40 years. All the volunteers that came before so that we may be here today. Just to acknowledge those people in your heart. And then to acknowledge those volunteers at present who are on sacred pause. We have some people in our volunteer corps that you don't see right this second because they're on pause for whatever reason. And then for those of you in your heart, for those volunteers who are like, I think I want to do something, but I'm not sure what it is. In your heart, you're volunteering in the future in this community. So I just wanted to honor that call too. Because sometimes it's an uncertainty. I don't know how much time I have available. For me, I find that as a nurse, your health wealth is important. It's the thing, your time you can never get back. I feel like this part that we give is the part that comes back to you with the years that get multiplied and pressed down and overflowing your health. Because we live from that spirit space first. So thank you so much, especially for those who are in our present on Sacred Pause. You know who you are as I'm speaking to you out there in the ethers.
Thanks, Donna. Thank you. All right. Well, that. Later. Okay. So with that part complete, I think, and I hope that we have acknowledged everyone. Everyone, if you have my deepest apologies, if we have, a little thank you to Ken back there, who ran out during service and grabbed the ginormous cake that I ordered that needed to be refrigerated. They said, don't let it sit out. Don't let it sit out. So thank you for doing that, for making that run for us. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I just want to take some time now to just bless everybody. And maybe we can say this together if you all can see it. To all of our volunteers, we see you, we honor you, we bless you. Your service is sacred, your presence is a gift, and your love is a blessing to our community. May the work of your hands, the kindness of your hearts, and the generosity of your spirit return to you tenfold in joy, peace, and abundance. And so it is, and so it is. Thank you, everyone. And if you are not volunteering yet, if you've heard something, or maybe you want to switch roles, or you would like to take team lead, we see that we need a team lead for our events team. We could use folks in marketing. We could use help with our finance. There's so many different ways that you can help. Just say yes, get involved, have some fun. It doesn't mean you've got to do it forever.
Yeah,
just
I
step
only
in.
ask people for a year because life changes and sometimes life be lifing for people. So, in your heart, just because you say, "Ooh, I can only give a month." We have people who are snowbirds. They only come down ever so
Sure.
often, and they still give up their energy to this space.
Right. And as Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Right? It's a beautiful, beautiful thought. So thank you all for your sacred service. Thank you for being love in expression, and thank you for making CSL Ocala our beloved community. You are greatly appreciated. And so we want to wrap this thing up. Our baskets, I don't know if you want to send them around. Let's just leave them on the table right now, okay? Because I want to wrap this up here. We can say our affirmation together if you like to do that. It is the nature of life to give of itself, as it is the tree's nature to bear fruit and the flower's nature to bloom. It is my nature to share the gifts of my time, talent, and treasure. I participate in the divine flow of life, giving generously and receiving abundantly. I am blessed and I am a blessing. I am grateful. And so it is, and so it is. And so there's always ways that you can give. You can put money in the basket. You can give on our website, or you can text to Tithe at 352-320-5110, or go to cslocala.org. And we'll put the baskets out on the table here. Okay, so our announcements, Science of Mind magazine, I think there's a new one out for November, December. Well, it's not new if it's November, because November's already done. Go figure. Wow, holy moly. So the newsletter for next month will be out probably next week. What is coming up? There is a parenting class today at 4 o'clock right here at the center. If you have little people, if you're a grandparent, if you love little folks, if you want to just, enhance your parenting skills, Jess Gagney will be facilitating that class this evening. She's phenomenal. She's my grandchildren's mama. And I wouldn't have her doing this if she didn't know what she was doing, if she wasn't good. So come and check out the class. She works for Kids Central, but the curriculum that they use is very much in alignment with who we are and what we teach. So I highly, highly encourage you to come check out that class tonight. Next week, Armand and Angelina. Woo, woo, woo. Yes, the month of December is all about celebration, and what a great way to kick that off with Armand and Angelina. They're so much fun. There will be an event on Saturday, right? Is that a concert? Chance for some, and sing-alongs. Okay, at 4 o'clock on Saturday, suggested love offering of $20. Invite other people to come. It's always great when we have a concert, an event. We've had some phenomenal musicians. I mean, the last one we had was Eddie Watkins, and I was kind of sad that everybody wasn't here to enjoy that. So please, please, please come for Armand and Angelina. They're coming from out of town, and we want to, offer them a great space and just really kick off a fun weekend. So that's Saturday. Then they're going to do the talk on Sunday morning, and the music, message, and meditation. Music, meditation, and mirth. And they really are all about that. They're just so much fun. How many of you have never seen Armand and Angelina? Well, do come. You'll enjoy it. You're in for a treat. You're really in for a treat. They're a lot of fun. It's like a musical comedy show, right? Pop opera. And then after the service on Sunday, they're going to be doing a native flute class. They'll probably have their flutes out so you can buy one or you can borrow one just for the class and learn how to play. It's a lot of fun. So do come next weekend. Bring friends. As I said, it's always a great time to introduce people to the center when we've got musicians and fun things happening. Let's see, volunteer opportunities. Wow, should I talk about that a little more? No, I'll spare you. All right, we're going to bless our children from afar. Just know and hold in your heart, because that really is, it's such a need here for us, right? And send it to all of us, right? Is there one or two in the library? One kid in the library. He's been so good. And to the back, yes. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And say it to yourself. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. All right, yes, let it shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All right, next. Let's go back and do that. Do our affirmation. We honor you. We don't need the music. May it shine on all that you do. They're linked, you can see that now. All right, with that, I think we're complete. There's a ginormous cake. Please stay, have cake, have a little coffee, mingle, meet one of the team leads, and have a wonderful week. And get your cards if you didn't get one. And let's pray out all together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Amen. All right. Love you all. All right. Where's that basket? Oh, okay.